You guys want to hear one of my controversial opinions?
Yeah.
This is gonna get me canceled for sure.
You don't like Einstein, do you?
Einstein was a conceptual engineer. This means that he didn't prove the shit.
I like that pause.
This means he didn't prove the shit that he claimed to.
Right.
He just changed the meaning of words.
He was just rowing in a boat thinking about stuff.
Time did not mean what the relativists had it mean. When he was saying that time is warped by gravity fields or whatever,
Yeah.
he meant that gravity fields are warped by bodies of mass. He just changed the meaning of words. Like,
what do you mean?
Time, as was described before Einstein, was defined very differently. And Einstein was of the philosophy, I guess sort of retroactively in hindsight, come to be known as operationalism. Einstein he was not an operationalist, but he was a guy of a certain mindset that later on a school called the operationalists, or a school of thought called the operationalists, sort of tried to reverse engineer and say, this is what Einstein was on. And their whole idea is that for a thing to have a scientific definition, it has to be definable in terms of things that you can do in a lab, you know, like operational procedures. So as in, what is the weight of the thing? Well, what do we mean by weight? Weight, damn, that cop just killed you. What do we mean by weight? Well, we mean first you take the thing, then you put it on the scale, and then you read the scale, and then you write the number, and that's all that weight is supposed to mean. And they did this because they didn't want, damn,
Because they have to record it somehow.
Well, they just didn't want their claims to be involving metaphysics at all. And they thought that, oh no, if we talk about space independently of what we can do with a ruler or some measurement procedure, then we're just talking about things that can't be verified. We don't want to say that.
And this is basically, I'm going to say it, but maybe you don't say it, but I see it as this is a funding thing. It's saying people say, hey, we're going to fund you. We're going to give you money to do science, whatever science is. And they say, how do we know you're doing science back then?
Yeah.
And they say, oh, we're going to have to write it down on a spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah.
And they say, show me the things that you're working on so I can fund you more.
It did keep people honest. It was supposed to keep terms
I think it's keeping people dishonest now.
Well, it was supposed. It can be used that way. So it's supposed to be keeping terms less theory laden. So for instance, if I said, no, light bulbs, we don't call them light bulbs. We call them luminiferous aether propagators. Then everyone will just take for granted that luminiferous aether is a real physical thing because after all, they have the luminiferous aether propagators. So why would they doubt it? They've got one in their house. But suppose it's not a real thing. Suppose there is no aether. Suppose it's just light, doesn't need a medium. Okay, well then maybe we should have just called it light bulbs. So they were trying to do that effectively. And it was specifically because aether, everyone thought that was real, and then they did an experiment and they found out that if it is real, it makes no pragmatic difference on any of our measurement making. And so basically the idea was like, okay, that's embarrassing for all of science, because now it just looks like we're playing pretend. So how do we make sure that future science doesn't ever get befuddled by things that make no pragmatic difference in measurement making? And so Einstein's idea was
to map it to a measurement.
Yeah, Einstein's idea was like, okay, well, there's no way of defining time according to measurement making, because it turns out if the operations of your clock get affected by something like a gravity field, well then I guess we should just say that gravity fields affect the passage of time. Okay, well here's the problem with that. There's actually kind of a very complex problem with that. I'm wondering how much depth to go into here. But the problem is that this is all an epistemic question. This is a question of what we know and how we know it, and not an ontological question of what there is to know, whether or not we can know it. Is it the case?
What would two examples of that be?
Okay, so I wouldn't say, no caveman ever said, there couldn't possibly be a bear in that cave because after all, we're out here and we couldn't possibly know it if there is one. No caveman would say that because we know that whether or not we can see the cave from out, or the bear from outside the cave, there might still be one in there and he might kill us.
Yeah.
Science, basically at the point of Einstein, said, let's stop making that assumption. Let's just assume that if we can't see a bear in the cave, there can't be one.
Okay.
Which is stupid. So
because
basically,
we have to write it down, and we have to make it make sense on Excel.
We have to have this be a replicatable, easily followable, not at all metaphysical, totally grounded in mundane
I can do this in my basement
making.
and get funding for it. While you're out there working,
and you can see the benefit of that. There is a immediate material benefit, but it does dumb down. It does make impossible to express old things. And the problem is that an example of like a superseded scientific theory, they'll say time. They'll say, oh, well, the absolute sense of time was superseded by the Einsteinian one. No, that wasn't a scientific supersession. That was a terminological usurpation.
What the f?
What I mean by that is they didn't make some scientific discovery that made them go, oh, I guess there's no such thing as absolute time. They just agreed to change the meaning of terms. And they said it's more useful to talk about the new thing instead of the old thing.
They've been doing this forever then.
So, and here's a problem, is that we know it's not usurped because there are some things in relativity that you have to invoke absolute time to describe things in relative time. Tell me, would you ever have thought to describe this relationship as relative? There's astronaut A and B. Astronaut B ages faster than astronaut A when farther away from the black hole with some proportionality to that, and vice versa. One ceases to age at the same rate as B with, again, the opposite, the inverse proportion, the inverse ratio there. There's nothing that I would describe as relative about that. If somehow the astronauts were both older than each other, then I'd say, oh shit, time's relative. Time's not relative. There's some absolute sense in which changes are occurring physically with perfect proportion to one another. I would never have called that relative.
So are you talking like there's some sort of like a background frames per second?
So what I'm saying, the old sense of time was basically this, and I don't think anyone's ever laid it out like this. I'm doing some interpreting, right? The idea is, consider the whole universe, total universe state, right?
Okay.
Now, there's a physically distinct total universe state from that. So, in other words, some particle is in some different position.
Then the
universe state constitutes an instant. The two constitutes a set of those instances, which constitutes a chronology.
Okay.
The maximal chronology is what we call time.
Maximal chronology.
Maximal chronology, which is to say the total set of physically distinct total universe states. And that is what we used to call time. Now, nothing in relativity says that that doesn't exist. It just says, well, we can't possibly observe it, because how do you observe the whole universe?
Okay.
Our perspective, when we try to observe the whole universe, is going to be affected by mass and its distortions on what they call space-time. But again, space-time needn't necessarily be space or time. And another thing, they did the same conceptual engineering with space, because imagine this, spaghettifying of a black hole, right? What happens there? Well, atomic bonds get ripped apart through, well, we can't call it space anymore. Because why? What's ripping them apart? Space itself. Okay, so there's some change in the geometry of the world which causes things to break. That's not called geometry. That's not geometry in the math term. Imagine like, okay, there's a triangle of 3 units of length, 3 units of height, or whatever. And now we've stretched the units. Well, you know what happens to that triangle? Nothing geometrically. It has all the exact same geometric properties.
Okay,
so you don't say, oh shit, because we made the grid, we drew the grid bigger, now the triangle is broken up into little parts. No, that doesn't happen. That would imply some metaspace, some space within the space is drawn. So it's like,
and you're saying because this happens with
black holes and spaghettifying shit, we don't mean space when we talk about relativity. We don't mean the classic notion of space, and everyone will admit this. It's just they won't admit why that's significant. It's not a supersession scientifically if you've got to use one term to describe what happens in the other one. And that's just saying we've done some musical chairs with the terminology. Oh my gosh.
Oh Jesus.
That was haberdashery right there.
No good.
Anyways, that's my opinion. Einstein did great work. I'm not diminishing that at all. I'm just saying that half the stuff that he is purported to have discovered were just arbitrary decisions on what terms he wanted to use for things.
It's all wrong! All wrong! I am a failure. Einstein is a dummy. Stupid Einstein dummy boy.
I'll tell you this also, the more that I look into, what was it that you were upset about in one episode? You were like, it's a lie, and I can prove to you mathematically that it's a lie.
I wonder.
It was the alien equation, the Drake equation.
Oh, yeah. That's silly.
You were like, this
Did we
ass.
say that in an episode or just personally?
I don't know either. Maybe it was both or neither. But I remember that you had a problem with it, and I was like, if anybody has a problem with it, it can't be nothing. Like there has to be something there. And so the more I look into it, the more I go, yeah, it is
ass. There's a million
flawed.
There's a million.
Damn it, Starobi.
There's like a million unjustified assumptions in that. Is it called the Drake equation?
The Drake equation is like how many possible worlds could there be with people?
Yeah,
or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
How many planets could?
Here, you play.
And they're basing it all on
I don't know how Abe hands me the controller so many times, but he does.
I keep failing. That guy's license plate says overt.
Overt!
Oh, this match is overt before it began.
Chevrolet!
Chevrolet! Some stay dry and others stay away. Crack cocaine. Batman punches you straight in the brain.
He does. Straight in the brain. One Brain Punch.
I can't believe you didn't like One Punch Man.
It's not that I didn't like it.
Sick
It's just
bastard.
Like,
What
listen,
kind of
there's something
problems
about.
do you have?
I think that it might just be me, and I'm willing to admit that it might just be me. But like,
do you lose the childhood wonder?
There's something about it being. Maybe it is being a kid. Like I've heard that like whatever music you were listening to when you were like 14, 15, 16 is like the music you'll love for the rest of your life, no matter what.
I think that's true, but I also don't think that means that that's the only music you love, because I definitely
does mean that it's like
my
it's
life
stuck
soundtrack
with you. And so I wonder if it's the same thing with anime. And like if it is, then it would totally make sense that like my 20-year-old anime tastes are what I would like forever, and I would just go, no, I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need that. But I gotta say that like I do have a problem with the industry, and the industry is like, we're gonna take really high gloss images of food and then just like digitize it, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but like what the hell are we doing? And the industry is, hey, we're gonna make every photo like a photographic realistic image of like space curling in a spiral nebula just when they're walking around outside, just going to the market. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
I wish I knew what the hell you were talking about.
It's just like everything in every anime.
You just mean it's all very digital and weird.
It's not that it's all digital and weird, it's just that it's overdone. Like
they focus too much on the aesthetics and not so much on... I will say this.
It's the same thing with movies. Like, I don't give a shit about the new Marvel movies, and I haven't for the last 20 years, because
20 years? They haven't been going for 20 years.
They've been going for like 25 years, and it's because...
You like the Spider-Man?
I like
the original Spider-Man with Dumbledore or whatever the fuck. What? How am I... What is this map? Can I keep this up forever? That seems like it'd be more helpful.
Yes, you could, but I wouldn't be able to see
Would you
anything.
spy the man if you could?
No.
You wouldn't?
No.
You wouldn't want to know where he is?
No.
Peep in on him, see what's going on with him?
No, leave him be.
I spy with my little eye, the man.
Listen, we were talking about this before, but like special effects have taken over acting.
Well, we're talking specifically about the action sequences.
I know.
I'm not saying I'm not a hater of special effects. I'm just a lover of people really getting punched in their action sequences. And they just don't try anymore.
I know, and I feel like in the same way they've done this with actors, and they say, oh, you don't need to like act well. We'll just make it so that you look cool, and people will come to see all the cool looking things.
That's another shit I'm gonna talk real quick.
But like, there aren't any good actors. Remember when actors were good?
You shut your face. There's
like,
plenty of
we weren't alive for it, but like there were good actors because they had to be good because there were no special effects that would trick them into liking the movie otherwise.
Well, here's...
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know if I agree with you on that. I'm sure there's plenty of great actors still.
Yeah, but they're like... They're the Robert De Niro type actors, and they're all old and grizzled now, and it's like...
Maybe it's just because we can't take anyone acting seriously until they're old and grizzled. Like maybe, like Shia LaBeouf is now considered a great actor, and it's because he's a little bit crusty and he's doing stories about Catholicism instead of about him being Even Stevens. I think that's fair.
Did you ever?
If you put Clark Gable in Even Stevens, you'd laugh your ass off and go, "What a goofy guy!" If only they had a real actor.
I'm not talking about this.
Oh shit!
The
cop, stop! Stop, cop!
Look at that person frozen with their cell phone out.
Yeah. The ghost.
That
is straight up a creepypasta. At some point, we're gonna see some like man hanging or something like that. You know what I mean?
Pretty odd.
That is completely what that is. Do you ever see the entirely real, not a creepypasta thing of when the lightning flashes, it shows Luigi hanging in Luigi's mansion?
No.
This is completely real. It's a mistake. They didn't do it on purpose. It was that the lighting engine wasn't supposed to shine through the floor.
Oh no.
And that's what happened. There is a scene in Luigi's mansion where he walks into a room and the lightning flashes and it shows a silhouette of Luigi hanging from like the ceiling. And everyone was just like, oh dear God. He killed himself, and this is him like they thought the plot twist was that Luigi was a ghost after he killed himself looking for Mario.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, there we go. Whitey! What was that?
He said odele.
Oh, I thought Whitey.
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 Hey, go fight Phil.
I'm gonna go fight Phil.
Jesus.
I'm gonna use my skill. Feel real big. Feel real good. Feel it all up. Let me tell you how you should. Ladies, gentlemen, gangsters, Phil. Everybody here? Good. Let's have a meeting. Somebody read us the minutes. Phil said. Oh
my god.
In trying to find Phil, I've completely lost my internal monologue. I don't know what I'm talking. No, I'm just looking at the map. Ladies, gentlemen.
I like that he's waiting for you. He's not moving around. That's Phil's corner.
Down on the corner. Phil's got windows that don't roll. Down. His car get broken into and stole. Down. Good.
Meet Phil at the race. Now he's taking off.
I will F his car up.
Do it before the race even starts. Ram into the back of it.
This is the secret technique. But that's another thing I'm gonna say. Okay, so I was about to bitch about actors or whatever. So my acting, the thing is not the issue for me. I think they're all fine, whatever. But watching
John Wick 4.
Yeah, watching John Wick 4, I realized, like, not only is it just not that they're fighting and they're doing like the stage punches and stuff. This is Phil. He's on a motorcycle. Oh, shoot. Not only that, but they also don't know how to do kung fu. Like, Jackie Chan legitimately knew how to do kung fu.
Yeah.
He was legitimately jumping through car windows and stuff. John Wick, I mean, it's entertaining, but it is shite kung fu compared to what Jackie Chan was doing. And I know that's a high bar to set, but that's what I'm saying, is that the bar was set so high, we're not gonna get S-tier action films again. We're gonna get an actor to play the role of what if he was Jackie Chan, because oh my gosh, some idiot guy is gonna be saying, well, it doesn't really matter to get a real kung fu man. Just get a good billing and that'll sell the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think even the good billing is overhyped with special effects and makeup and cinematography shenanigans. And like, I don't think that we've had a good actor in a long, long time.
What's your beef with actors? What makes an actor good, do you think?
I don't like,
because to me, you show up, you say stuff, and then you go home, and that's what acting
is. I know,
is.
but like, you know the 12 Angry Men movie?
Oh, sure.
I don't think that...
but I think that's more because the script demanded that of them. I think that if you put John Wick in 12 Angry Men, he would do just as good a job. Oh, this is cool. We're just busting through. Oh yeah, Phil knows how to party. That would probably be terrifying for Phil though. He's on a motorcycle just crashing through glass. No helmet, no face mask, just shards in his face.
Yeah, that's true. He was leading the pack.
He was just praying to God that would work. He was silently in his head just,
oh my God.
Protect me, give me strength this day, oh Lord. Slam. But
maybe he's done it over and over again. And the people that had just barely replaced the glass as he comes through for the second time today, and they go, Phil!
Damn it, Phil! I killed him! Oh no, is that disqualification for killing Phil?
He better get back up and ride if he wants to win.
He's dead. There's no way you live through that.
I saw his legs.
Yeah, he's definitely not making it. Oh man.
There he is, he's mean.
Ladies, gentlemen, gangsters, Phil. Everybody here, pay the bill. Oh yeah. First place, he shows up in a casket. It's like in a hearse that drives in. Phil made it. Second place.
They say that
Phil is the real winner. I hit him with my car and he was on a motorcycle and he skidded across the pavement. If he placed at all, he's the real winner. I don't feel good about that at all. I'm racing him again? What is this guy made of?
He doesn't fill.
They should make the car out of Phil. Oh my God. Look at him go. He's like, yeah, let's do it again.
He does have one arm.
Just a flesh wound.
And a glove this time, though.
Yeah, it's because it's a robot hand. It was taken off.
Like Darth Vader. Hey, listen, that's a test to see if you're old. Because if you thought Darth Vader, you're younger than me. And if you thought what's his name? Luke Skywalker, you're older than me. Like, who has the robot hand for you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it's definitely, honestly.
When I think, really?
Yeah, it's only because there's a meme where he goes, ow! Why'd you cut off my hand? And it was Luke Skywalker, so I do now think he's a handless man.
Oh, but I don't think him first.
I probably would think him first. I kind of forgot Anakin lost a hand. I knew that Anakin lost in everything.
I love that part.
He lost his whole body from the neck down.
Yo, shout out to the original OG Clone Wars, that freaking Samurai Jack Clone Wars, that Dexter's Laboratory Clone Wars, that good OG shit.
This is another Akira Toriyama type thing where I'm saying like all the best Dragon Ball is made by not him.
Damn, man.
All the best Star Wars is made by not
Just rogue people that say,
Yeah.
hey, wouldn't this be sick?
Yeah. It's
Dude,
like
that
hey,
TIE Fighter
maybe we could
animation
get
is
Lucas
awesome.
Productions to publish our story
Yeah.
instead
yeah,
of maybe Lucas Productions could write a story.
Go right, go right!
Ladies,
Ah!
gentlemen,
Abe, you missed the turn.
Phil, I now introduce to you a man who sells a pill. Okay, let's just restart the race. Look at Phil is casting his own shadow in my light of the thing which is broken and now to the right of me. What happens?